to review a VIX trade that I did on July the 12th. I do a lot of VIX trades, especially right now since the VIX is moving up and down a lot, and it's obviously very volatile. It's just become one of my staple trades. I've had very good success at it over the past year. It's one of the newer trades I've been doing continuously. Probably as VIX slows down, it won't do as well, but right now it is still very profitable. I've been doing very well at it. You see on the chart, I entered the trade looks like on July the 12th, which is actually right here. I've got this arrow in the wrong spot, but the arrow should be right here. VIX was trading at 26.20, and I was able to exit it right here on 7.18. I had a good to close order in, and it just hit, and that's what caused it to exit the trade. I was in this trade about 6 days. I'm going to go over the trade here in just a second. I was in it about 6 days. Typically, I'm in these trades about 14 days. So this was actually a little bit shorter time period for me. I don't really, care about where the VIX is at when I enter the trades that much. Other than, I look at a top end of about 30 and I try to buy somewhere in the 20 to 22 range. I use a diagonal call spread, which some people refer to as a poor man's covered call. You can't buy VIX, so you can only buy the options on it, so it's the only way to trade it. You could do VXX by buying the shares and selling a call against it. Honestly, I have not had as good a luck with VXX as I had with VIX, so rather than doing the traditional covered call with VXX, I prefer to stay with the VIX trade. Let's go here and look at the option chain for VIX. Like I said, this was a trade I'd already entered into on 7.12, exited on 7.18, so these are not the options that are available at the time, or that were available when I entered the trade. But what I want to do, typically when I enter one of these trades, is I want to...
This might answer your question. In 2015...
Sorry about that. That's the problem with having Alexa listening to everything you say. She decides to talk on her own. Like I said, typically what I look to do is I want to buy somewhere in these lower volatility ranges, like a 59 or a 61. That's where I want to buy the long call. Then I want to sell one around 14 days out. The bigger the difference between this number and this number, the better, because I want to sell the higher volatility and I want to buy the lower volatility. I'll bring up the actual trade sheet now and let you take a look at it. This was the actual trade sheet I used. I numbered my trades. This was trade number 1783. Entered it on 712. You can see I bought the 1221 expiration 22 call for $7.60, and I sold the 727.30 against it for $1.25. It gave me a total risk of $63.63 on the trade, which a $6.35 debit. These $13, that's my commissions. I do try to figure my commissions on these. I put a good to close order in at $6.85, and I just left the trade alone. Normally, I'll have to roll this at least one time before I can get out of it at a 8 to 10% profit range. This one just, I was getting ready to close it actually on 7.11 for a smaller gain, and I decided just to leave it. I'm sorry, on 7.17 for a smaller gain. I decided just to leave it and ended up hitting my target of $6.85. So I got out of the trade with a $474 profit on 10 contracts. 6 days, 7.45% gain, annualized return about 450%. This risk level is about what I stay at on these trades. I do about 10 contracts when I trade them. I worked up to this when I first started doing these trades. I would start with 1 contract, 2 contracts, 3, 4, 5. 10 is where I'm maxed out because as you can see, I have other trades going on at any particular point in time. So some of my portfolio gets put in other areas. But overall, these have been very successful trades for me. I will probably start showing when I enter these trades either on this channel or on my other channel to give you an idea of when I'm entering them and my actual adjustments in between, because one thing you don't see here is any adjustments since it was automatically closed out. They've been good trades for me. Keep watching the channel and I'll try to get some more trades like this over to you.